You'll be back in Statuary Hall for the unveiling of your portrait. And what do you want them to say about you at that ceremony?
He was a good man.
That's it.
That's all.
Yeah. And do you have anything that you can say now that you're headed out the door that you wouldn't have said if you had to go through another election?
No, I love my colleagues. I even love the ones I don't, that may disagree with me, Republicans or Democrats. I love my colleagues. I love the institution. And, I try to do the right thing every day. I'm a pretty simple guy. I just try to do the right things for the right reasons, and the right things will happen.
Tell us about your thoughts about President Obama. You worked on that grand bargain. It didn't come through. Reflect on that for a minute.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest disappointments in my speakership. We were so close we had an agreement. And then 2 days later, the president walked away from it. It would have saved about $5 trillion over 10 years. It had been good for our economy, it had been good for the country, it had been good for our kids and our grandkids. But it's Washington. Things happen and we move on. I had a nice conversation with President Obama on Friday morning. Nice conversation with one of my dear friends, George W. Bush, and all my legislative colleagues, the leaders.
What advice do you leave for your successor about the job?
Just do the right things for the right reasons. If you keep the country's best interest in mind, and have the courage to do what you can do. And it's easy to have the courage to do what you can't do, but to have the courage to do what you can do, just go do it. In our system of government, it's not about Hail Mary passes. It's the Woody Hayes School of Football. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's a slow, methodical process.
I want to ask you one last. What are you going to do now, by the way?
I don't know. I haven't had time to think about it. I made this decision, and we'll figure it out.
One thing that I heard a rumor about that you might be able to admit now that you're leaving. Do you do yoga?
I do. I'm not as diligent about lately as I used to a year ago, but I do. As a matter of fact, I thought about it this morning because it's great for my back. I've had back problems for 50 years, but the older you get, all those tendons, muscles, they all want to tighten up. It's good to stretch them out.
Yeah, it helps the golf game.
It does.
All right, Speaker John Boehner, thanks so much for being with us.
Nice to be with you.
We hope to see you again, by the way. You'll come back in retirement?
We'll see.
Yeah, there'll be lots to talk about. We'll be back in a minute with Democratic candidate Senator Bernie Sanders.